You're watching Photographing the World 4 behind the scenes. If you'd like to learn more about the full tutorial, check out fstoppers.com/store. On this day, we had to wake up before 5 a.m. to get ready for a big hike.
We're about to go do, how long is this hike? 2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours in the dark. See sunrise. And we have to carry all of our gear with us. And the chances of getting a photo, I mean, what percentage would you say? 10%? 20%?
I'm excited to do a hike. It's just doing a hike in pitch black darkness when it's freezing and blowing wind. That's what I'm not that excited about. I'm sure in like 4 hours when the sun rises, it'll be cool. But for the next 4 hours, this is about to suck.
Alright, I found another one. I'm definitely over this. David, you got us. They're everywhere. And I'm running out of places to throw them away. There's not enough trash cans in the world.
But do you hear the wind howling outside?
I do.
It sounds like those buildings about to fall apart.
Windows are...
Yeah.
So we've been walking for 20 minutes, and I am just burning up. I'm not cold at all. So the complete opposite of what I thought was going to happen has happened, and now my bag is heavy from all of the clothes that I'm taking off. I'm enjoying the hike so far, and it's kind of cool to be out here in the pitch dark. I can just barely see these creepy looking trees, and it's nice. So my headlamp is now dying, so I'm having to use my phone to see where I'm going.
After 2 hours of hiking in the dark, we finally arrived at the lake.
I've run into a serious problem. We're hiking up here, we just got to the top of this lookout area, and I have to take a dump. Okay, so I've been told that there's an outhouse up here, so that's good news. I don't have to crap in the woods, and luckily I brought some toilet paper with me. Oh shit. There's not even a seat here. Alright, so I'm gonna take off all my clothes. Like, this is such a Costanza moment, but this sucks bad. Look at this, it has handles. So I have to just hold these handles and lean back. Ugh, not good.
While Patrick was naked in an outhouse, I set up the camera and we started trying to film the intro to this lesson. Of course, the weather completely shut us out. So then we decided to continue hiking for another hour to get to a nearby waterfall.
That versus that versus yes, look at that.
Actually, how is that possible that Patrick's the cleanest?
Because I'm smarter than you.
Once we arrived, the weather really hadn't gotten any better.
So this is the second location I was talking about, a 30-minute hike from the lake location we were first thing in the morning. As you can see, it's a really beautiful waterfall behind me. And if you can see even further where that cloud line is, that is the incredible, iconic, beautiful, wonderful view of Fitzroy Mountain, which we can't see at all right now.
So that was a failure of a lesson. The mountain never showed up. It was just too foggy up there. But this hike out is probably the most beautiful hike I have ever been on in my entire life. It feels like I'm on a movie set or something. It feels like I'm in Avatar. This is absolutely crazy. And this is what I had to walk through going in, but it was pitch black, so I couldn't see anything.
Very, very pretty hike. If you get the chance to do this, do it during the day and not in the morning. Way better during the day. It's really frustrating to have such beautiful hikes like we've had here in Patagonia, but then the lessons don't turn out. The clouds on the mountains obscure everything. And you think, man, if we could be getting awesome pictures and having these amazing hikes, I think my spirits would be a little higher. But right now, I'll admit, I'm a little frustrated. Did you know all of this was here during the day, in the middle of the night?
No, I remember seeing this little trail, and I thought, there's nothing over there. It's just
look at
black.
this.
It's incredible.
Wow.
So even though the hike out was enjoyable, Elia wanted to do the exact same thing the next morning. We didn't have any time to do anything other than eat some food, go to bed, and get back up again before 5 a.m.
That hike was awesome, but not again.
Alright, so here we go. Hike number 2. My legs are exhausted. I'm so tired. And it seems like there's zero chance for any of these pictures to work out. And my prediction is not going to see the mountain.
What I think will happen is because we're walking past all of the other potential shots, it's going to be cloudy when we come back for those potential shots. So we're going to lose all opportunity for all lessons.
We've reached a tricky point here. We have a lot of water. Alright, so here we are. We got to the waterfall. And it actually looks pretty good. Like, the weather conditions are better today than they were yesterday. But I want to show you guys a little behind the scenes here of what these type of locations, once again, would really look like.
It just so happened that the famous YouTubers Brendan Van Son and Thomas Heaton happened to be teaching a photography workshop at this very location.
It's actually a really cool group of photographers. I've been talking to a lot of people, and it's a big photo tour, and some of the guys heading it up are from Canada, and we actually all kind of know of each other, and it's a very pleasant experience. Sometimes you get a bunch of photographers from different countries. You can't speak their language. They don't know who you are. You don't know who they are. This is actually a really nice morning. I'm pleasantly pleased right now.
Good morning, everybody. We had quite an early start. We got up about 4 a.m. to do this multi-hour hike, but now we're here standing in front of a beautiful waterfall with Fitzroy behind it. As early as we left and started, we also weren't the first people on the scene. There was already a group of about 12 people here all set up. But with an area like this, it's really nice. We have some low areas of the rocks, some high areas. So we can actually get a lot of photographers here all working together to be able to get the shot and not get in anybody else's frame. The mountain keeps looking like it's going to come out of these clouds. Like every single time I think it's going to reveal itself, it's like almost. Clouds cover little pieces, and then it's almost again. And see, even now, as I've been talking, it was obscured by the clouds, but it looks like those peaks are finally going to reveal themselves.
The mountain is kind of coming out. It looks like I was wrong. It looks like Elia was right. I've never been so happy to be wrong in my entire life.
The peaks never fully revealed themselves, but they mostly revealed themselves. So I'm going to call this shot mostly a win. Now, I left towards the end the camera in the same composition. There may be a way to combine pieces of these exposures together. So maybe it's not the normal blending of time that I'm usually doing, which is blending like a blue hour with a sunrise or a blue hour with a sunset of ambient and artificial light together. But maybe in this case, there's a way to bring in some of the parts of the mountain. Maybe I can remove parts of the cloud where the mountain was clear and get more than I could get with a single frame.
That was not like a total success, but for the sake of like Patagonia and the weather here, it was 100% success for us.
This forest is crazy looking, so we're getting Elia just to walk through and getting some B-roll of him walking. This is so pretty.
Did the shot look good?
They look good. Your tripod fell.
How are you filming that?
Alright, so the good news is that it's raining right now, which means we don't have to shoot at sunset. We could go back on the hike and get that like.
I'm gonna let you do that.
We can get that rainy tree shot.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Alright, it's day 3, and as fate would have it, we're going to climb back up the mountain. But luckily this time we're only going to go about 30 minutes up to do this overlook that we saw yesterday.
The same guys as yesterday are going to the same place as us. We were like, nobody will go to this viewpoint. It's really close, and, nobody will think to go there. The same group of 15 photographers is going there.
Here they are. That's their car lights pulling up right now.
We're just following around the F-Stoppers team. We're going to see if we can ruin as many of their locations as possible.
You heard that first. You heard that here first.
One advantage that we have is they have a group of like 20, so that means we're faster, more nimble.
Well, we're here, the closest viewpoint to our hotel. The weather kind of sucks, but we have a whole group of photographers right behind us. And the law of the landscape photography jungle is he who arrives first shall claim victory over all others.
In the end, it didn't matter anyway. The weather shut us down again. But that evening, we tried one final location.
So here's an interesting situation where we're in this very open area with a lot of rocks. It's our last day to shoot. And Elia's trying to teach a lesson, which we want more lessons. But we also have to film the intro to Patagonia. So hopefully we either get a lesson or we get the intro. If we don't get either one, I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity.
What's up, everybody? This is our last day in Patagonia. Behind me, you can actually see the peak of Fitzroy right now. This is the first day that it's been almost completely clear.
While Patrick filmed the lesson with Elia, I took the van to hopefully find a better location to see Fitzroy in its entirety.
Okay, so I've gotten out here, and I just knew this was going to happen. It's like the day before we leave. We're shooting in an area where we can't see the mountain, and boom, here it is. This looks incredible. So, right now, I've been shooting video and time-lapse and just absolutely everything, because I don't want to mess this up. This is the first time that we have seen this mountain.
As I rotate the polarizer in the video, check out the difference it makes when we can actually see through the water being polarized, and when I rotate the polarization off of the water. Notice when the water is not polarized, we're getting more of a reflection from the sky.
So this mountain looks like it's about to totally be engulfed here. I'm getting one final time lapse of the mountain being overtaken by the clouds and the fog. I wish we could see the top of the mountain, but it's okay. So I'm just going to sit here for a couple of minutes, let this go, and then let's go pick up the group.
All right, we just wrapped up our last day in Patagonia. We get up early tomorrow to leave. We got a great lesson here with a circular polarizer of all things. And to cap it off, as we turned around right at the end of our lesson, we got this nice moonrise right over the mountains.
Even though we weren't done filming in South America, this would be our last night in Patagonia, and it was time to celebrate.
Easy.
Oh, and you gotta get your head in there.
Yeah. It's my foot. There you go. Dude, I am about to bust my ass.
Keep going. Get in there a little more.
My balls. It's smaller than I thought.
Alright, I'm pretty confident.
That's not what she said.
So this morning, we got up to head back to Chile. We have about a 10-hour drive, and we have to cross the border again, which always takes some time. But on the way out of town, we noticed that we could see Fitzroy again. It looks amazing right now. And so what we've decided to do is head back to the same location that we've already been. This is where the road shot was here, and then right over there was the Windy Canyon shot. Remember the Windy Canyon from the last episode? Well, obviously that lesson wasn't complete, but today there was actually a lot of potential to get a great shot.
Lee and I have been joking about making some kind of book, and the book would be, the images of what places really look like, and it would show all the photographers. So let me show you all the photographers that are here this morning.
So Elia is down by the Windy Canyon right now, and he is just seeing if he can get a better shot than what he got before. I am over here getting somewhat of a zoomed in time lapse. We also have 3 other cameras rolling time lapse as well. Wide, telephoto, medium, all over the place. Just so we do not miss this. This is going to be great for B-roll, but it's also going to be great just to show what Elia can see as the sun comes up and hits this mountain for the first time.
On our way out of town this morning, our final morning in Patagonia, and Fitzroy is the clearest it's been this entire time we've been visiting this area. So we decided to come back to the location where the river leads directly into the mountain. And this time, as you can see, it's actually a little breezy, but it's not like it's a hurricane-force wind out here.
So right now it's 8:30. Sunrise is at 8:50, as you can see by the bottom left on my watch. So we still have 20 minutes until sunrise. All right, I think this is finally happening. It's taken so much longer than I thought. It's now 9:45, so it's been almost an hour after sunrise.
I'm not gonna lie, I am freezing right now. It is like -4 degrees Celsius with this wind chill, so I'm as bundled up as I can possibly be. While this weather is cold, it looks amazing. This is the most beautiful we've seen this mountain range the entire time we've been here. Every single spire and every single angle and curve of the peak is fully visible.
I was starting to get nervous about Patagonia. This trip cost so much. We're having trouble with weather on so many of these shots. This has made up for it. This is one of the most beautiful sunrises I have ever seen. And I feel like once we actually started counting up how many lessons we have, we've got a lot. So although the weather hasn't been as good as I would have hoped, the fact that we're getting shots like this is awesome. And maybe it makes the whole thing a little bit more interesting. Maybe the behind the scenes is a little bit more interesting now. You can see all the crap that we've had to go through to get shots like this.
The other thing about today is I can see the entire span of the mountain range, so I decided to shoot a little bit wider so I can get the entirety all the way from the left to the right of the entire range of the peaks. Composition is pretty straightforward. Just like one of the compositions I shot last time, I decided to include some of the sky just in case we got nice light as well. You guys also may notice that there's a second camera. Well, this is something that I like to do sometimes too. If I have one camera set in interval timer mode, I'd like to have a second camera shooting different compositions. So this camera, I've actually just been moving various degrees of zoom in on the mountains. So I did kind of a wider, a medium one, and close in on Fitzroy itself.
Right before we crossed the border back into Chile, we recognized some familiar faces.
We're just following around the F-Stoppers team. We're going to see if we can ruin as many of their locations as possible.
You heard that first.
It is the exact same group again. Everywhere we go, these guys show up. It's like we're on the exact same schedule as this other group. Stay tuned for next week's episode when we visit our final location for Photographing the World 4.
I want to hold the handle.
To learn more about Photographing the World 4, head over to fstoppers.com/store.